Hello and welcome to our first episode of Bleek's Weekends Update. In motorcycle news from across the world, we'll be covering many stories, many sources. I apparently have the wrong source up to start our first news story. New noise camera trial, government-backed scheme in Bradford? Or is it an ear-friendly policy? Let's dig in, read a little bit, and see what your thoughts are. The government is pushing ahead with a trial noise camera scheme that will help them identify people with excessively loud vehicles. A few Harley riders. I ride a sport bike. They're super quiet. Just saying. The setup consists of video cameras together with several microphones, which can pinpoint loud vehicles. As they pass by, this should enable the police to detect people with illegally loud exhausts, or who's revving their engines unnecessarily. Revving your engines unnecessarily is sort of one of the points. I digress. The Department of Transportation has invested €300,000 into this scheme. I love how every time they say it's a scheme, they don't even try to hide it. This is not for you. It's not an ear-friendly policy. It's a scheme. Is this an op-ed or is it news? We'll never know. Mercifully for bikers, there is likely little to worry about. The VFT confirmed the MCN, the noise cameras will be set to trigger at 85 decibels, which is well above the 80 decibel motorcycles have had to conform to in some places. So, yeah, I think that about covers that. In motorcycle industry updates, we have Ducati. Another article by Jordan Gibbons. Jordan, that you? Yep, Jordan. Jordan Gibbons, Mr. Motorcycle Rider himself for MCN, Motorcycle News Network, available online. The Ducati Street Fighter V4. My notes match what's on the screen. We're doing good. We're 1 for 1, people. The Street Fighter V4 range with leanings from the Panigale, the chassis setup, fancier electronics, and a top-of-the-range track spec SP2 model. What is that? What is it? What could it be? SP2 model. Oh, fancy. The ultimate racetrack machine. Okay, they could have just said that. The SP2. The SP2 is the ultimate racetrack machine. Good to know. This machine will come in at €21,000. However much that is. Looks like some other changes. Fancier carbon rims. Brembo Stylema R front caliper and Stem Evo dry clutch. Fancy. The Ducati I had a hydraulic clutch. I wasn't overly fond of it. Couldn't really be adjusted. Its friction zone was at the end of the throw. It was sort of sketchy. You just romp on the throttle, throw out your clutch, and on your way you went. The power on the Ducati. Oh, Ducati. Oh, the power is so good. It feels so good. Air-cooled L twin. Very good bikes. Very, very good bike. This is a V4, liquid-cooled. I bet this thing just screams. Yeah. Anyway, that's our Ducati news. What do we got next in the weekend update? Kawasaki, the Z900 RS. Oh, I love it. Let's get into this. Who's this? Well, we got Motorcycle News Network. Yep, we're covering them. Owner reliability rating at a glance. 4.9 to 5. Well, you can't get any closer to 5 than 4.9, short of being on 5. The Ducati Z9 lists at used $7,800. New $10,500 if I recall. That's the 2019, I should say. It has a real unique paint job. Real pretty. Look at this fella. He's out having a good time. That smile is real, people. The Z900. Good bike. You be the judge. In United States, HarleyDavidson news. Chasing one fast one. We're chasing a fast one. Chasing a Harley, I'm talking about here. It's fast. It's so fast, it's blistering. It's so blistering, billions of blue blistering barnacles couldn't touch it. Why, the Harley's dealing with barnacles? We'll never know. Moving on, let's... Gotta mute. Don't want no copyright. What do we got here? What do we got? We got a guy on what looks like a Gixxer. Gixxer 600, Gixxer 1000, who knows? And he's chasing in some curvies. Harley guy. Harley guy's putting it down. Harley guy's taking off. I'm pretty sure Harley guy's gone. That's one fast Harley. This article delivers. We are not kidding here, people. We are fast Harleying it up. In Florida, motorcycle newswire. Thought we had an article pulled up. Keanu Reeves opens up about Arch Motorcycle. I wish he'd open up to a collaboration. It's called Angle. If we could just collaborate, we could have Arch Angle, baby. In other news, moving along. Tesla's autopilot safety questioned after latest fatal motorcycle crash. We'll get into the body of this story, but, and I'm not defending Tesla here, just outlining the facts. Just the facts, people. And the fact is, it's not an autopilot, not in the sense of the word that people seem to think. It's a driver assist program, and it's not perfect. Should it be allowed while this is happening? This is the third report I've read this year about a motorcyclist being ran down by a Tesla because it just couldn't determine whether or not they were there. What does it mean? It means, Elon, you got to come up with something a little better, buddy. I mean, we need a patch. Bruce Wayne was able to do it to the Batwing. He fixed the autopilot, able to fly it out over the bay, go live a happy life in France. I got faith in you. You'll get this covered. We're getting into our article. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has already launched investigations into the first two crashes and gathered information on a third. More details to be surfaced on Monday. On inflection. Sort of a poor choice of words. The crash renews questions about whether users of the system are kept sufficiently engaged. If you're not hands on the wheel, foot near a pedal, you're not engaged. Moving along. We've only got a little bit of time in this news segment. Want to make sure we cover it all. Death of motorcycle legend Phil Reed. The great road racing champion Phil Reed, MBE, has died at the age of 83. Yamaha was out to prove the two-stroke principle could accomplish as much more than the Honda's ultra-high revving four-stroke. Four-stroke's pretty. They do a lot, man. They rev pretty high. I've seen some that about rev to the moon. Higher revving 6 must take their place. A higher revving 6. We should read on. Belgium's Fastball circuit, finishing first and second in 1963. Oh God, look at these bikes. Look at that. Look at them, just cheesemo brakes. Ah, them ain't, you know, some Nissans. Them ain't some Brembos. What are those? Who knows? Oh, but they made it work. See, these men were heroes. They were on the edges, and any woman, men and any woman that are out there on the edges of speed, on the edges of what humans' mechanical endeavors and our own bodies and our ability to push both to the breaking points, to the very edge, can achieve. These people are heroes. Look at this guy. What a badass. 7-time world champion in 3 classes, Phil Reed. I think the takeaway here is Phil Reed was an OG badass. You got that? That's the news. And finally, I got notes about it, but we do not have Forgotten Angels transforming lives, people. Providing our youth with tools. I think this is the highlight of our weekend update. There is a Forgotten Angels charity event at the Forgotten Angels compound. And if you have it in your heart, if you have it in your wallet, to donate to the Forgotten Angels, people just turned 18 who have aged out of foster care and have nowhere to go, come from broken homes, perhaps abuse or drugs, broken, and they are giving them an education. They're giving them a path to a life that is not the cards they were dealt, but cards of their choosing. What greater aspirations are there than helping the young? I don't think there's anything better at all. Anyone who completes this program also gets a motorcycle, if I'm to understand it correctly. If you have any interest in finding out more about the Forgotten Angels, this reporter recommends you go on the web, you go to Facebook, you immerse yourself in all things Forgotten Angel. And if you can, put some dollars in the jar. Not for you, not for me, but for the kids. And that's the news. This has been Bleek Rides Weekend Update. I hope you liked it. This is one of our new segments. Please tune in again next weekend for new updates.